Hi everybody, you guys ready to learn a new stitch today? Alright, let's do it. Very easy stitch. So this is the Paris stitch. So it is a 1-row repeat and it is the same on both sides. It's very, very pretty. Now on a see-through scale, I'm probably going to give it about a 60%, 65. It is a bit see-through, but it's not bad like an extreme lacy stitch, You could still make a top out of it, I think. It'd be fine. If you want to wear a little undershirt under it, but I don't even know if that would be necessary. I guess it depends on the person. You can use it for blanket, tops, whatever you want. But like I said, easy, 1-row repeat. You will need to know how to chain, single crochet, and double crochet to do this stitch. Here are the sides. They are pretty clean and straight. For the most part, I would say. They look pretty good. They're good. Alright, the Paris stitch. Are you guys ready? Now, if you enjoy, don't forget to check out my tutorials. And if you enjoy this, and you make something out of it, you could come show me a picture, post a picture on my Facebook page. There's a link to that below in the description box. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button where you'll find hundreds and hundreds of free crochet tutorials for you to enjoy. Alright. Let's go ahead and get started. So for the yarn that I use for that sample swatch, sorry I don't have the label on it, but this is a Red Heart Super Saver Ombre in the coral color. And then it's a medium weight number 4 acrylic. And then I'm going to be using a size J, which is a 6mm crochet hook. Now, depending on what yarn you're using and what you're making, you can use any yarn and any size hook that you want. But for the purpose of this sample, this is what I'm using. So you want to go ahead and start out with a slip knot on your hook. Now, the Paris stitch is done in a multiple of 3 plus 2. And I'm starting on a base foundation row of single crochet. So what this means is that you need to chain in 3s. There's 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you just keep doing it in 3s until you get your chain as long as you want it to be. Whether you're making a scarf or a blanket or using the stitch for something else, you just keep chaining in 3s until you get it as long as you want. And once you get it, 1, 2, 3, like that, once you get it as long as you want it to be, you want to add 2 more. So there is your multiple of 3, and then you added 2 more. So for row 1, what we're going to do is we're going to do a base row of single crochet. So we're going to do a single crochet in the second stitch from our hook. So we never count the one that's on our hook. So 1, 2 over, we single crochet into that second stitch. And then we're going to put 1 single crochet in every single stitch for the length of our chain. Just like this. So row 1 is just 1 single crochet into every single stitch. And I will see you at the end of row 1. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start row 2. We're going to start off with a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. Now that chain 3 right now is counting as a double crochet. If you watch my videos, I normally do not do a chain 3 as a double. But for this particular stitch, it works better if you do a chain 3. So I'm going to chain 3 right there, and then I'm going to go back into the very first stitch right here. And I'm going to do another double crochet into that very first stitch. Just like that. And then I'm going to chain 2. 1, 2. I'm going to go back into the same stitch again and work a single crochet. Just like that. So we have our chain 3, which we are going to count as a double crochet, a double crochet, a chain 2, and a single, all into that very, very first stitch. Now we're going to start the repeat of row 2. So we are going to be skipping 2 stitches, skip, skip, and in the next we are going to, so skip, skip, next one, we're going to work 2 double crochets. There is 1, 2 in the same stitch, and then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to go back into the same stitch and single crochet. And that is the repeat. It's very easy for this row. So again, we're going to skip 2, skip in the next one we're going to work 2 double crochets. Oops, sorry about that. 2 doubles, 1, and there's 2, and then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to go back into the same stitch and single crochet like that. Let's repeat it. Again, we're going to skip 2, skip, and we're going to put 2 double crochets, a chain 2, and a single all into the next. So there's 2 doubles, a chain of 2, and a single back into the same stitch. Now we're going to keep repeating this pattern until we get to the end of the row. Again, we're going to skip 2, skip, next one, 2 doubles, there's 1, there is 2, we're going to chain 2, we're going to go back into that same stitch and a single crochet. So again, skip 2, the next one, 2 doubles, chain 2, single, skip 2, skip, the next one, 2 doubles, chain 2, and a single, all the way until you make it to the end of our row. That's kind of what it kind of looks like. All right, so I'm coming to the end here of row 2. I just did 2 doubles, chain 2, a single crochet, and then I have 3 stitches that remain. I'm going to skip 2, skip, and then the last one I'm going to work the same thing. I'm going to work 2 doubles, there's 1, there's 2, I'm going to chain 2, I'm going to go back and I'm going to single crochet right back into that very first stitch, and that will end row 2. Now we're going to start row 3, which is the repeat row for the entire pattern. All right, so this is the row that we're going to repeat the whole time. All right, so we're going to do with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now remember, this is going to count as a double crochet for this particular pattern, and then we're going to turn our work. Now we're going to go into this first chain 2 space right here, and we're going to work 1 double crochet because of that chain 3 is counting as a double crochet. All right, and then we are going to chain 2, and we're going to go back into the same space and work a single crochet just like that. All right, and then we're going to jump over to our next chain 2 space, which is right here, and we are going to work, this is the repeat for row 3, into the next chain 2 space. We are going to work 2 double crochets, there's 1, and there's 2, and then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to work a single crochet right back into the next, just like that. Repeat it. We're going to jump and find our next chain 2 space, which is right here, and we are going to work 2 doubles, a chain of 2, and a single back in the same stitch. So we're doing pretty much what we did on the first row, same stitch and all. So we're going to jump to the next chain 2 space, and we're going to work the 2 doubles into the space, a chain of 2, go back into the same space again, you can pull them down if you need to, and single crochet. One more time, you find your next chain 2 space right here, and we are going to work the same thing, 2 doubles, there's 1, there's 2, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to single crochet back into that same spot. And this is what we're going to repeat. Now I'm going to continue this in each of these chain 2 spaces, working 2 doubles, chain 2, and a single. And I'm going to meet back up with you at the end, and I'm going to show you a little trick to try to keep your rows a little bit straighter than what the stitch calls for. All right? All right, so I'm coming to the end of the row and I have one chain two space left. So what we're going to do is we're going to work 2 double crochets into that space. There's 1 and there's 2. Now I'm going to show you how the stitch normally ends, and then I'm going to show you the way I end it to try to keep it straighter, but you can do it either way that you want. So you would go into this last chain 2 space. You would do 2 doubles, a chain 2. Now instead of normally this stitch, instead of putting your single crochet back into the chain space, you would put it into the very first double crochet, not the chain 3. And that is how the stitch would normally end, like that. Now you could choose, okay? Now that's not how I end it. I try to keep my rows a little bit straighter if all possible. Sometimes I, fudge around with the stitch to try to make it look straighter. So what I do is, you see these last 2, you got this double crochet and this chain 3 space. I do a single crochet 2 together over these last 2 stitches, instead of just going into this stitch here, which leaves your chain here unworked and kind of hangs out kind of hangs out on the side. I don't really like that, but I mean, you can do it that way. It's no big deal. That's the way the stitch is typically done. But I always go into the second to the last double crochet and drop a loop. And then I go into the top of the last chain 3 and drop a loop. I got 3 loops on my hook, and I yarn over and go through all 3. So that made the single crochet, which is required, but it took 2 stitches and it turned them into 1. So it added no more stitches, and it will make your row straighter as you go on. That's totally up to you though. So that's it. You just keep repeating row 3. So let's go ahead and do it one more time. We're going to chain 3 and turn our work. This is row 4, which this is a repeat of row 3. Remember, that's counting as a double crochet. So we're going to work right back into this very first stitch, and we're only going to work 1 double because that chain 3 counts as a double crochet. I like to slide it down a bit to get it a little bit closer to that chain 3. And then we're going to chain 2, go back into the same space, and single crochet. Now we're going to start the repeat of the row, which is the same as row 3. In the chain 2 space, we work the same. 2 doubles, or what we've been working. A chain of 2, and a single. And then we jump to our next chain 2 space, and we work 2 doubles, a chain of 2, and a single. One more time, jump to the next chain 2 space. Remember, we're just repeating row 3, 2 doubles. It's so easy, isn't it? You can get it done super quick too. And it's a really pretty stitch. 2 doubles, chain 2, and a single. So we're going to work that 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, chain 2, a single into each one of our chain 2 spaces. Remember, we're just repeating row 3. And I'll meet back up with you here at the end, and I'll show you how to end it one more time. All right, I'm coming to the end here in my last chain 2 space. I'm going to work 2 double crochets into it. There's 1 and there's 2. Now we're going to chain 2. If you want to do the stitch in its appropriate manner, you would do a single crochet into this double here and leave this chain unworked. All right, you can do that. I don't care how you do it. You do it either way you want. But for me, I like a little straighter of a row. So instead of doing that, I take that last double crochet in the chain 3 space and I do a single crochet 2 together. So I go into that second to the last double crochet and drop a loop, and then into the top of the chain 3 space and drop a loop. 3 loops, yarn over and go through all 3, which made a double crochet 3 together. It took those 2 stitches and made them into 1, and we did not add any stitches. See that? So that is it. You just want to keep repeating a row 3, and after a few repeats, this is what it starts to look like. So you can see it does give you a straighter edge by doing it that way. sorry, flip it over here to where it's supposed to be. So gives you a straighter edge there by doing it that way, and here is the other edge. Now that's the end. You keep doing it for as long as you want it to be, but maybe you want to straighten off the top. I could show you how to do that too. We'll go ahead and straighten off that top edge, okay? That's if you want to do it. Some people ask me, hey, can you straighten off that top edge for me? Well, I sure can. Well, I could try at least. I'm going to show you on my big piece here that I tied off. Okay. So this is where I would have just finished my big piece, all right? And you would have just start in your last single crochet you made. Of course, you probably wouldn't have tied off, but what we're going to do is chain 1 and turn. Now this is straightening the top edge if you choose to do that. What we're going to do is put a half double crochet into that very first stitch. Half double. Okay. And then we're going to single crochet 1 time into the chain 2 space. And then we're going to single crochet into the next double crochet. And then these 2 stitches here, this double and this single, we're going to do a half double crochet 2 together. So we're going to yarn over, go into that double crochet, draw up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, and we're going to yarn over and go into that single crochet, draw up a loop. Now you have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 5 loops, just like that. And then we're going to start again. We're going to single crochet into the next chain 2 space. We're going to single crochet into the next double. And then we're going to do a half double crochet 2 together over this double and this single. So we're going to yarn over, go into that double, draw up a loop, which leaves 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and go into that single and draw up a loop, which leaves us 5 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and go through all 5. And then we're going to repeat 1 single crochet into the chain 2 space, 1 single crochet into the next double, and then this double crochet here and this single crochet, we're going to half double crochet those together. We're going to yarn over and go into the double crochet and draw up a loop, yarn over and go into the single crochet, draw up a loop, 5 loops, yarn over and go through all 5, and then we start again. Single crochet 1 time into the chain 2 space, single crochet into the next double, and half double crochet the next 2 together, this double and this single. And this is what we're going to repeat until we get near the end of the row, just like that. Single 1 time in the chain space, single 1 time into the next double, and then these 2 stitches that kind of dip down, this double and this single, we're going to half double crochet those 2 together. So I'm going to repeat this pattern. I'll meet back up with you at the end, and as you can see, it straightens out that top row a bit. Yeah, that looks nice and clean. All right, I'm going to see you at the end. All right, so when you make it to the end over here, this side is a bit taller than the side that we started in. So we're going to end it a little bit differently than how we started over here. I know it's weird, but I just did a half double crochet 2 together. I am going to single crochet 1 time into the chain 2 space, and then I'm going to single crochet 1 time into the next double crochet and 1 time into the top of the last chain 3 space. And there we go. That should clean up that top edge enough. Now it looks pretty good. So if you wanted to put a border on it, you have a nice clean edge to do that. What you would do next is just kind of evenly, if you wanted to put a border, I would evenly single crochet, you know, all the way down, and then add 3 single crochets to each of your corners. That's if you want to make a blanket and you're bordering it, putting single crochets all the way around, and then 3 in each corner, all the way back to your start. That gives you a nice foundation row of single crochet after that. Otherwise, if you're wanting to make a scarf or something, or a top, that row right there cleans it up. I think it made it nice and straight, and it kept it nice and even, and didn't add too many stitches. That's it. That's all there is to it. So you can leave it wavy like it was, or you could straighten up that top edge. Either way, it's a beautiful stitch. It's easy. It's the same on both sides. It is not a yarn eater, and it's a 1 row repeat. Like I always say, who could ask for anything more? I can't. I hope that you use it. Remember, show me a picture if you do. And don't forget to check out my hundreds and hundreds of tutorials. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit that. It's free. Access to all my videos for free. Hundreds of tutorials. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. All free. Anything you could ever want to make. Hit that like button. Leave me a comment below. All right? I'll see you on my next video. Bye, guys.